Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where it seems like we've come and hit the Dreadfleet in the backside at like exactly the right moment when the various elven forces were all massing up and about to make their own major strikes, and they seem like completely broken. I think we have won this war in sort of one fell swoop by accident, as the elves were about to win it without us anyway. The really good news about this is the High Elves already liked us, but the additional favor that we're getting for our military actions against the Dreadfleet might allow us to secure a defensive alliance up here somewhere. The major benefit of which would be that it will unlock the High Elf trinket. Right? It just says, yeah, it says form an alliance. It doesn't say it has to be a military alliance. So defensive alliance will certainly work. What is the High Elf trinket? What color is it is mostly what I'm worried about. Purple. Okay, elven skulls. We'll just ask our new friends nicely, hey, do you have any skulls you're not using anymore? It'll be great. It's perfect. And that's a new color. New color is a big deal. So we can progress down our Tales from the Woods tree a little bit more, and I think I would like to do that. So spiders get the kind of poison you would expect from the word poison, or the missile resistance for the things in the woods, or the poacher's bane. Spider's kiss seems pretty good. We're gonna grab this and poacher's bane, I think, and then we'll get howling in the woods next time we're up at 50.
The snows never needed the invention of fire.
You tell him, Mother Ostankia. I might turn the in-game voice audio down a little bit. But yeah, let's for sure grab Tor Enrock before one of the elf players gets it in their head to do so.
Steal their futures.
In my defense, they weren't even using their futures. Obviously,
They will be better dead.
we just run them the hell over here, secure ourselves an entire elven province,
Shall raise a watchtower
and the pirate hunter trait for kicking the ass of the vampire coast so consistently, and an item that I don't... Oh, actually, they changed what this does. That's a lot better now. This basically just improves the function of your spells by 20% on all enemies within 55 meters. Okay, that's actually worth equipping now. It used to be a pretty bad item. Okay, we got a follower... income from trade tariffs improving follower for one of our witches, which is great. That's just free money. And we have done this thing as well. So an obsidian lodestone, just a spell resistance thing. This is basically like if you have an empty slot, you will equip one of these. In very few cases are you going to take significant enough spell damage on a character for that to be better than anything else you might carry. So, Tor Enrock, I'm just curious. Let's pop open the building browser here. What exactly does the gold mining pit do? Okay, it's just a nice big chunk of gold, as you might expect. Fantastic.
curdling milk.
Alright, so you're picking up Transformation of Kadan. You're continuing to work toward your fun spells. I'm a big fan of the Purple Sun of Xerius, for sure. And we have an actual decision to make. We could grab Ursulin's Protection. Now that he's on horseback, this is certainly a lot more meaningful, because like low armor units that are large tend to go down to mass ranged fire very, very easily. But also, we could try to just fix his combat stats so he's actually a good combat unit. Yeah, let's start working up this yellow line. Like, obviously, Icon of Strength is not terribly great, but there'll be a proper melee attack skill in here, a proper defense skill. Yeah, and he'll level up. It'll get some interesting stuff. What does Enduring Devotion do? It gives him a new passive. Okay, just a little bit of leadership and melee defense for everybody. Immune to Psychology is not so good in our army because most of our units are already immune to fear and terror, because all units that cause terror are immune to fear and terror. And now that our spiders cause terror, that's like a lot. It's a significant portion of our army that just doesn't have to worry about those mechanics anymore. You guys love us. They would love a defensive alliance. That sounds great to them. Military access. Let's get a little bit of money on that as well. All right, fantastic. And that's got us a trinket. Plus, they're friendly with these other elf factions, so yeah, friendly treaties. We'll be pushing all these numbers up. We're gonna have some people well on our side here. It's nice. Obviously, I'd prefer to get the defensive alliances with Eotane and Avalorn.
Now that you are here,
We're getting closer. How's Avalorn feel?
Welcome to the court of the
Oh, we don't even have. Okay, yeah, we should probably get the first. I didn't even realize their face was green already. Didn't realize we didn't have the base treaties with them yet.
The time is now.
Okay. Diplomacy. Diplomacy is important, and we've earned ourselves a new trinket, but we are not going to put it into immediate use because we're trying to save soul energy for a moment here. And then we actually have quite a lot of money. Let's prioritize this area. Because, yeah, I want to get, like, my ports upgraded. What else can we do with you? I mean, honestly, probably just Market Square? And our new region is definitely taking on a plus income thing. Two new ports is wonderful news. All right, let's see what Count Noctilus does with that. I would love for him to stay in range of Tor Anrock because, you know, defeating a legendary lord is worth a trait. Did Eotane have their turn already? Okay, he's trying to run, but he doesn't really have anywhere to go. He is massing up an army of the undead from the ocean pretty quickly there, though. If we can reach him this turn, we should definitely jump him before he has the chance to finish recruiting. What do y'all want? You'd like me to join your war against the Scourge of Cain. I'm actually down for this, but I'm going to see if I can get a better deal from somebody else. One of the factions we don't yet have the alliance with. Ah, yeah. Okay, so once we've allied with somebody, we can build outposts in their settlements, and those will allow us to do a certain limited amount of recruitment of their troops, which is really cool. It's one of my favorite features of Total War Warhammer 3.
Just an old
Oh, we can't quite get him. But we can, like, go to here
Beowulfs take me.
and just trap him, right? Yeah, he won't be able to move out here anymore, so he'll have to try to move around there. Well, we'll be able to catch him. Wherever he goes, we're catching him. We should definitely level this up so we have room to build the gold mine. I should definitely remember to repair this building. The negative... Oh, maybe they removed that. It used to be the case that having a ruined building in a region caused a pretty significant control decrease. I think the devastation is the control penalty we're paying for this building being damaged, and it's only one, so. Also notice we're suffering some control loss due to climate. Each faction has certain climates in which they feel most comfortable. You know, these areas over here that are like these tundra forests, these are great for us. Over on Elftown, temperate island climate doesn't work quite as well. So our buildings are going to be a little bit more expensive, a little bit slower to build, and a little bit less effective than they are in other places, which is a shame. You know, since we're about to be fighting this dude in a place that has no trees, and also his army's going to be full of guns, why don't we take the missile resistance?
The land, the tales,
We'll get
the
Poacher's
cities.
Bane. It'll just, it'll wait a second. All right, where can we still do upgrades? Down here, I could push this, or we could build, you know, part of me definitely wants to build the market square, but I'm wondering if maybe we should, like, save that slot for a defensive building. Just because this is all the way at the southern edge of our territory, and, like, the faction down here is not actually cool with us yet. How are they feeling about treaties? They're not that far off. It's conceivable that we could get them to join the team. They're certainly looking powerful. It's a lot more pleasant of an idea than fighting them.
Children are overlooked.
Yeah, we'll do this upgrade for right now. We'll build a defensive structure just in case.
The salt rime on the
All right,
Cerex.
let's see what Count Noctilus tries to do here.
Home.
We have a little bit of income, right? Our Ostankis hut is bringing in spirit essence for free. Yeah, I still don't want to spend any.
We should follow.
All right, Noctilus, what do you got?
Oysters, fish, seals.
Looks like Eatane is maybe fighting with the other elven factions to their east. Those were some pretty unhappy looking faces we saw there. Okay, yeah, there's no way that's enough movement to get away from us. He did manage to make it back to full army size, but I think, well, a lot depends on how much time he's had to put into his ship. The vampire pirate factions can build recruitment buildings right on their legendary lord's boat. Yeah, absolutely. Rad as hell. So he could potentially have even his most technologically advanced troops among those things he just summoned. The exiles of Nahek are doing some, okay, sandstorms in their territory. That's fine. The howling in the woods is happening. We're going to go ahead and grab this technology. Feeling pretty good about that.
Chaos.
And
breaks
hell yeah,
for
let's shut
no
this
one.
down. So, couple units of mortars, 3 units of bloated corpses. These are units that just hurl themselves at your team and explode. Obviously, pretty bad to allow that to happen. You usually can just kill them on their way over, though.
The land's protector.
And his army's at full sail here, so they're going to be tired.
Kislev's foes.
Let's
die.
knock him out, make things a little bit safer up here, and get ourselves a trait. Okay, I was thinking this might be one where we had to, like, actually put up the battle, but apparently auto-resolve easy. Is he on his, he's on one of those big zombie mounts already? That's pretty impressive. I guess he is level 24. But yeah, we'll take the auto-resolve victory. That's just free lunch right there.
I cannot kill those with their hands.
And the trait for defeating Count Noctilus is bonus leadership when fighting at sea and specifically against the Vampire Coast. Not a very fun trait, actually. Leveled up again enough to get ourselves access to another Regiment of Renown.
Warding Kislev from chaos.
And we're getting pretty close to the point where I think we could start putting together a second army. Do I want to grab Coven's Will? Yeah, while we're here, we're going to want it eventually.
I suppose these would be useful.
Okay, we can start to pick up the fun stuff here. So the Purple Sun of Xerius is basically like summoning a tiny mobile black hole onto the battlefield. It does wander around kind of erratically, but it's very scary. It can be very scary. And you... with as much charge bonus as you have, I think actually the defense maybe comes first for you. We still have enough movement to make it back into Tor Anrock.
Bring fuss.
Let us recover and also let us kind of hold down the control problems for a moment till we can get things reset here. Yeah, those upgrades are taking forever. All right, well, now that we're clear of that, we have to decide, do we want to go back to building stuff or do we want to bank Spirit Essence for the next problem? All right, so this just makes people heavy. Entities explode on death. What a weird blessing to put on your own units. Why don't you try to stop them from dying? Right? So this puts a passive ability onto the unit, which does 37 to 75 damage per second for 21 seconds and then goes on cooldown and then starts again? Is that how that's going to work? That seems quite interesting, actually. Especially with it like bouncing around in the enemy army. Let's maybe create a few of these.
Your neighbor's heart is open. Such empathy you share. Cursed feeling.
So in theory, we can produce multiple trinkets per turn now, or multiple incantations per turn now, because of the fact that we have at least 4 trinkets. But this combination's not so good because the yellow and white. Well, I guess we can make more of these. Make more of the leadership thing. I'm going to take it a little easy on our supplies. And you know what? Now that I'm feeling pretty strong, we have access to a lot of our good magic. We have some buffs for our important units. And this might be a good time to take on those couple of quest battles that Ostankia has earned, right? It's also a good time to pursue upgrades to the Vaults of Quintex. Definitely worthwhile, and some of this as well, although I should probably prioritize upgrading the actual settlements. Yeah, let's get this developed so we can do the wall thing. We'll do a little bit of, even though we're hitting the point where we could start putting together that second army, let's enjoy the income, use it to buff up our, what do you call it? Buff up our buildings a little bit, and then we'll crash out all of our income on that second army, because it will be really nice to have them. I'm a little surprised to see that the High Elves did not reclaim Tor Sathai. I think what we should do probably is we could burn it and just let them reclaim it. But I think what I would rather do, give me a defensive alliance and also pay me. Love it. I think what I would rather do is we'll sack it so that we get that quest completion on it. Then we'll occupy it and we'll trade it to Eatane in exchange for like a defensive alliance if we can. I think they'll go for that. Chen, single word, shredding sanity wherever it is spoken. They say a large black bird was the first to utter it, and now all who hear it soon say nothing else, laughing hysterically as they bark into the ears of those around them. Okay, yeah, more chaos corruption nonsense. It's fine. We have our anti-chaos corruption tools well in hand. All right, let's make sure we start getting the defensive structure up. So this will finish the same turn that upgrades, so we'll be able to start upgrading it to the top level right away, which is handy. This we're going to want to do... Going to have to pick a new text. So we were pushing down the Erengrad code. Did I have strong feelings about this stuff? Is this what we wanted? I mean, plus 10% range for all Kislev units is pretty good. Bonuses for Little Grom, which is a unit that we cannot yet hire. This stuff is maybe a little bit less exciting. Although 15% income from trade tariffs is interesting. If we were going to get that, we have to open up some more text in this area. You know, this is not bad.
We will bring new troubles into the world.
Okay, so the army is at full health.
The spirits, my guides.
Let's look at our quests this way. So we can get our Crown of Claws by teleporting to... Is this the Skaven one? How do I see the battle? Okay, hold on. When you pull these up on the display over here... Oh, here, there's a button. There's a button on that side. So this one's against Dark Elves. And they reckon we have an approximately proportional force. You know what? Let's go for it. Use us, instantly move Mother Ostankia to the quest battle location at a cost. Let's teleport here and make it happen. A valiant defeat, will we? So it's 3 forces at least, each with their own set of monsters, including some feral carnosaurs. Okay, let's throw some curses up. So first of all, what do we want? This is leadership and big battle stats down. I kind of think these are maybe what's going on the dinosaurs. Yeah, let's try that. Let's go Typhlosis on both of you. Just really murder your combat stats. The basic charge bonus reduction on the spiders, maybe, or they have spear cavalry who will suffer worse from that. Do y'all have a bunch of a charge bonus? Not really. Okay, the bears can have the other ones. I'll go ahead and just commit all of our curses here. Let's make sure this is going to work out. And then, do I want to throw this onto maybe one of the masters? Let's have the Agony Succession working on them like the whole time and jumping to their troops and stuff. Oh, sorry, the other bear was supposed to get that. All right, let's try it. They think we can't handle it. I think they are fools. Plus, they can't be accounting for the strength of our spirit bears and whatnot. The spirits of the old land have revealed a great power to Astanka, but alas, her prize is under threat. A black ark has been spotted nearby. Dark elves from Nagaroth searching for new beasts to tame. They have already made their way inland and are dangerously close to the crystals she has come to harvest. Or perhaps the cave harbors something else that they desire. Having foreseen her opposition, Mother Astanka knows she must beat them to the cave in the mountains at all costs to claim the crystal before their meddling ruins her plans. Okay, they're all starting on the map at the beginning. I'm a little surprised by that. I was expecting it to be like a reinforcements running in from the edge of the map kind of thing. A lot of these quest battles work that way. But yeah, we can do this.
A great reservoir of magic lurks below, revealed to me by the spirits of home. The entrance is close, but so too come the 3 beastmasters, just as foretold. The Nagaroti are as children in their weakness to corruption by power. They may cower behind their beast of burden, but they must never enter that cave.
That is more dinosaurs than I was told there would be.
To that spirit realm with you creatures, I will send your masters into that dirt.
It's weird how quiet her voice is here.
The cave's guardian to slay. Fire up, my cauldron daughters.
All right. So let's take a second to get the lay of things here. The bears are on this side, dinosaurs in the back, spider team is on this side. So because the spiders are the fastest of them, well, they're not by much. I guess it doesn't make a huge difference. In any case, I want to start with my forces sort of canted to one side here. I want to take them on one group at a time as best we can. This seems like the way to do that. So first of all, characters just kind of over here. We'll figure it out. The ranged units. So we could start as close as right here with all of our Vanguard stuff. And I think I might. You guys can be like that close. The bears get to start right up on them. And the spiders will be running around the side for a flank. And then the rest of us will just try very hard to catch up. The fact that we have a small number of units who can't Vanguard deploy makes the Vanguard deployment a little bit less useful, like naturally, just because you really want to have that coordination. All right, so let's issue these initial orders here. First things first, obviously we got to get up there. Spirit Bear seems to have unlimited charges, just a 120-second cooldown, which is pretty rad considering the very large amount of damage that it deals. Constantine just kind of, get near the battle, but not really in the battle. Post up the daughters to the sides, or they can just rain down their magical missile fire. Try to estimate here where I think the ranged units need to be. Like, this should be more than sufficient, right? That's probably even... well, more than that, though. Something like that ought to do it. Okay. Spiders, rush to form your flank. And bears just fucking go right in. 43 defense, 35 armor. They do have a good 10% physical resist. It's scary. It's scary to have them charge by themselves, but they won't be by themselves for long. And they're going to kick the shit out of these witch elves. There's no two ways about that. Witch elves are anti-infantry. They are not prepared to fight a bear. Now, one thing that's interesting about witch elves is that they have this trait. Let's see if I can get onto their card without mousing over my own units. I mean, they have frenzy, of course. They have their own physical resist to cope with their very poor armor and their extremely low melee defense. It's not listed here, but they have the ability to frenzy enemies who attack them. Just make them completely unresponsive to orders. All they want to do is kill, kill, kill. I'm not so worried about that in this case. I think we're going to be just fine. And you guys, the armored Kossar, spear infantry, just get over here. And like, this is the closest thing we have to a unit that can withstand a charge. So we're just going to prepare for charges. All right, let's see how it goes. And of course, we are looking to cast some spells early on here. Make their lives as miserable as possible.
You know the tales about me.
We do have the ability... You know what? Give me a Manticore.
Take heart, because the enemy does not. But
Okay, so the Manticore, we want the Manticore to cross them and hit some of them in the back as quickly as possible. They have attempted to counter Spider Tech with Spider Tech. It's a good idea. I don't know that it's really going to work out for them. Try to make sure that you get clear of the enemies before you try to turn, but yeah, this is the plan. Just get in there and do the damage. Feast. Feast. Yeah, the initial charge on the Witch Elves, pretty serious already. We got lots and lots of running going on. So, sorry, I do a lot of pausing. You work on them, Mother Astuncia. You just get in here. We're gonna drop the Spirit Bear on somebody real soon here. Go, go, go! That's their lord, right? I guess it happened. It wasn't very impressive to look at. You should definitely not be in melee with their master. Their master is a problem. In fact, go ahead and throw up your damage reduction thing. I do not want this to be the case. Y'all get him off of her. Okay. The second wave of enemies is in already. That's fine. We are positioned to deal with that. Let's get 2 units of spiders running for the back lines. So you can see our bears are frenzying. They have the madness of Cain upon them. Sorry, they're rampaging. Rampaging is the term. That's not a big deal. Their shit is under control. They'll be fine. Like, what was I going to have them do except rampage all over the faces of anyone who happened to be nearby, right? Theoretically, you should be really good at fighting a dinosaur. Right? It's like plus 35 versus large. Yeah, that's only gotten better. I am going to want Astankia forward on the dinosaurs. I might have the Manticore actually... Now, we'll have the Manticore jump the lord of this army. It's taking an awfully long time for all these flyers to get into position, though. Alright, so what we want to do here mostly is drop onto the backside of an already engaged unit. And just mess with their leadership more than anything else. Manticores are not actually great fighters. Looks like this master is pretty close to dead already. That's going great. Patriarch hasn't had time to cast even a single spell yet. We got a group of spiders back here that doesn't know what their job is. Let's fix that problem. What are these? Just some giant wolves? There are creatures pouring out of the cave. That's one problem at a time. One problem at a time. These spiders that don't know what to do, let's have them come up over here. So we're going to want to press in on some of these things. See, part of the value of getting as far away as possible from one of the armies is that the AI doesn't really moderate their speed very well to keep their units cohesive or anything. So the bears are going to get here way before their support elves are, and they'll be dead by the time the support elves arrive to support them. I think it's fine for our things in the woods to stay back here. You lot maybe move up. He's under control. You can just shoot at some bears. That's probably fine. And first shot of the mushroom heal. Look at how many units that can hit. Beautiful. Let's get these bears over here to hit something in the side. Spiders are doing what the spiders we gotta do. One of our hag witches is perhaps overcommitting. Let's drop that unit of things in the woods that she can summon just to break right here on the back line of the battle. And then as soon as she's done that, here we go. Didn't want to interrupt the order.
Defenders of Geeseland! Slap him!
All right, this is perfect. We can do a little bit of flanking here.
These were the Jews!
We're catching some harassment from these elves, and of course the tiny creatures pouring out of the cave are a problem as well. That's a feral stegodon. Okay, so there's more dinosaurs running in from the edge of the map as well. This is a little bit more complicated than it looked like it was going to be. The good news is we have barely begun to scratch the surface of our reserves here. The things in the woods are fighting a unit of feral bears by themselves back here. That's probably not the way we want that to be. How do I want to fix that? Well, first things first. Let's pop the melee attack buff. Try to burn these enemies down as quickly as possible, please. And then, I mean, we could just turn a Stankia around. Honestly, they could probably just win this battle straight up if we give them a little bit of a push. Enfeebling foe costs 2, and it lasts 1,000,000 years. So yeah, we'll just have Mother Estancia nuke the stats of the bears and let the things in the woods finish them off that way. She doesn't even have to move.
Go, Beowulf!
Okay, something's getting serious over there.
Moving for Gislo.
I'm guessing we're gonna see a dragon, like a proper dragon. Cold-blooded beasts can smell the fear on their master, and they abandon him. Alright, that's bears. We should be able to fight some bears. Y'all get over here, look for the flank. You gotta stay close to the battle. Yeah, those bears have no chance with him hitting them in the side like that. More and more reinforcements approach. Okay, so these dinosaurs over here were Dark Elf units, and they are fully retreating from the battle. That's good news. I didn't really think that was the case. These bears are enraged and causing problems. I don't really want to spend anything on them. Can y'all handle this? The things in the woods are actually getting kind of torn up, and these are high-level units. I would like to not lose them to a bunch of random bears. They're fast enough that they should be able to just bail on this encounter. Let's get Astankia forward some. Okay, there we go. Arrow fire's coming in. That should finish them off. Okay, what have we incoming? War Mammoth, and yeah, a proper dragon. Okay. These are problems we are ready to solve. So we got a couple of units of feral ice bears left. Things that are not yet broken. Some of the Sisters of Slaughter have decided to remain in play. That's pretty easy to deal with, actually. A single volley from Mother Astankia is probably all we need on that one. You can run up and do this. We have our own bears. Alright. Y'all, full retreat. Like, full retreat. Get off the map. We'll issue them the proper get off the map order in a minute. You lot have broken that enemy, so try to line up over here. Trying to like form some kind of group for what is incoming, but we also do have to finish off the enemies on this side. Verikath is doing terribly, and he's completely surrounded. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, it's got him wavering at least. There's the wave flag. There's the full panic. Okay, now that y'all are clear, go ahead and withdraw. All right, and the Beastmaster himself is on, what, a chariot pulled by... Oh, just horses. Come on, dude. That's not impressive. The Mammoth has decided it wants no part in this. All right. So the Elemental of Beasts, his job is to consume the chariot. Everything that is ranged is on that dragon. And we're going to cast some spells and stuff on it. And, I mean, do I want to just hurl absolutely everybody else at the chariot? You know what? Just swamp it with spiders. The bears are fine. They're out of position anyway. And you just kind of get over here so you can throw down buffs.
Repositioning!
All right, there we go. Charge bonus on.
Sent by the floor!
And then stay close and throw this up. You know what? Let me actually withdraw the bears. They're a little more injured. Well, this unit's probably fine, but this unit of bears is actually... They're in much worse shape than it looks like. The Frostworm's going down fast. This feels almost unnecessary, but only almost. Yeah, it really, like, it deletes a huge amount of their health, but it has almost no graphics. It's very hard to see it happening among the battle. Well, if you're going to land, we'll punch you as well. All right, Worm down. Beastmaster down. Easy. Here's the thing about Dark Elves. They just cannot stand up to direct, like, hand-to-hand combat. They have cool ranged units. They have fun monsters, but a lot of units with poor defenses. They probably play not that dissimilar to, like, our spider-based thing here, where it's a lot about, like, charging people, hitting them in the sides, catching them unawares. Yeah, they tried to bring in a bunch of different reinforcements, but their reinforcements mostly didn't even reach us because of the eternal leadership problems of Dark Elf armies. And really, really great work from our spiders there. Just like chewing through the enemies so fast. One of those units of spiders somehow managed 134 kills. I guess that's the one those like ping-ponging from ranged group to ranged group. It might seem like numbers like this could really be a problem. Them getting to start with so many monsters and the number of troops on the field and everything, but like, do not underestimate the importance of cohesion, the importance of having your stuff in the same place. Okay, wow, almost 7,000 gold for that. Yeah, this just never gives an amount of spirit essence that feels terribly relevant. Keep in mind, I'm playing on a build that is not the build. I know there is already a build with some issues fixed, that is newer than the one I'm playing on, that is actually the thing that will be pushed live. So some of this stuff may be rebalanced for the actual live download. I think we'll just take the money. All right, campaign line of sight follower, which is like useful. It's nice for armies to be able to see what's going on. We get a quick glimpse of the area around us before we are teleported home. We can see Bretonnians at war with a bunch of Skaven clans. Constantine leveled up enough to get his warbear. Horse is a thing of the past. The Crown of Claws from Mother Astankia, which is like fine. It really is no better than fine. We did get another 5,000 gold for that, and then of course the army is gonna heal right back up very quickly, which is cool. So we got a bunch of level ups there, and that raises some interesting questions. Are we going to start pursuing one of these other skill lines? I think we're definitely going to grab Embodiment of the Forest. That is the thing that we know that we want. Do we want more of our spells? Do we want to start getting upgrades for our various units? It is a real bummer that the spiders are not represented among these groups. But the things of the forest are. The spiders are not intended to be like super long-term troops, I guess. I like them very much, though, I have to say. Let's start, let's push up the blue line a little bit. So these skills in the first box of the blue line, I don't think are terribly impressive. Recruitment cost is such a small amount of gold when compared to like what you will pay for a unit's upkeep over its lifetime. We could get 30% attrition from maxing out this skill. That's a minus 30% rather. Faster reduction in corruption feels uniquely kind of crummy with this faction because of the fact that in most situations we can just grab a province or grab a settlement somewhere and then bomb it with our chant. So I think I am going to take... the Reassuring Presence. Just in the situations where we have to cross dangerous ground to get to someone, let's take as little damage from it as possible.
The power of a witch is in her charms.
Definitely get back inside the city. And our lower level characters should also, be gaining lots and lots of XP here. Alright, so we'll be able to get a second Arcane Conduit in the army next turn. And honestly, even if it doesn't work that way, I still, it is right to get this in case we have to break them off into their own armies. It is certainly very powerful. And you... let's see here. Pick up a couple more points of this. We do want your melee attack up as well. It's pretty fantastic. And we got very paid from that battle. Like, extremely paid. So we'll pursue this. We're 2 turns away from having another point of population for expansion. We definitely want to max out all of these money-making buildings. Yeah, okay. The Bleak Coast is coming along. We are developing. Where else can we do stuff? Oh, the other settlements here. Yeah, a White Peak at the very least is worth upgrading. Then again, we want to get Tor Anrock to 3 as quickly as possible so that we can upgrade the dock and start building the good purple buildings. And our growth rate here is still fairly poor. I think it's going to take 5 turns to generate the next point of population. I might hold off, just wait for this to hit 2 and then immediately upgrade it to 3 from there. So yeah, let's not spend anything on that. We are allowed to build an outpost in Whitefire Tor if we want. An outpost that would give us access to elven horsemen, elven bows, great eagles, which I don't think are super great. Groups of lions, that's fun. Rangers, I don't know what the distinction is between a ranger and the other kinds of elven, ranged units. I think I'm going to hold off for now. It's a thing worth doing, but also we need our gold for other stuff. Well, we have that good income level, though. Ah, what the hell. Let's do it. Let's commit. So we'll build our outpost in Whitefire Tor, which I believe is their capital. So the lower level outposts only let you hire from the buildings that are in the settlement that you put your outpost in. But if Whitefire Tor is their capital, it should be... oh no, Toralir is their capital, okay. And we were not allowed to build here, so somebody else has already done it. But still, this will probably be a place where we can get a decent amount of stuff. Somebody's going to have to come down here and deal with this. I guess maybe that's Mother Astanka's next concern. We do have another quest battle to get through, but let me heal up from this one first. Nope, never mind. Elves handled it. So the other quest battle has Skaven as the enemy, right? So we will get some... we will get a new trinket from completing it. And I think it's a meaningful trinket. I think it's a different color than any of the stuff we have now, so we should be on 5 of the 6 after managing that. Alright, the Sword of Cain was claimed by Alariel the Radiant. This is a magic elf sword that is definitely extremely cursed. So, have mixed feelings about that thing that she's doing over there. Alright, are there any other important upgrades to pursue? Not really.
Ends justify means.
So what do I want you to do? It's no longer necessary for us to participate over here. I do want one more turn of replenishment. I know only one of our units is injured, but why have one unit injured, right? Before we attempt that other quest battle. Where are we going afterward? What is our next concern? We do have to, at some point, meet Kislev and start, engaging ourselves in Kislevite affairs. I wonder if it is sensible to just sail in that direction. We could also run around looking for trouble. Which thing was the Skaven thing? Here, greed. So what do we need to engage with to get a red thing? Some beastmen, some lizardmen, or some chaos dwarves. All the chaos dwarf factions are very far away from us, I believe. But we might be able to find some beastmen somewhere. I don't really want to go to war with the lizardmen faction because I'll have a hard time getting out of that war, I'm afraid. They tend to stick together and they don't take very kindly to each other being bullied. Alright, well, we got to get this going at some point. Let's go ahead and do it now, I suppose. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to recruit one more witch. Okay, we don't have any Frostmaiden recruitment. We are allowed one more witch. We're going to recruit one more witch. And this witch's job for the moment is going to be just running all the way over to the east and meeting more factions. This is our explorer witch. That'll help us cover some of this stuff.
Nanny, goody. What names are these for powerful sorceresses?
Oh, these are chaos demons. That's a new thing. That's not the button I wanted. What is the chaos demon? It's around here somewhere. Okay, the Chaos Demon 1 is a purple, and we do already have a purple. But I would say it's a more useful purple. The spell resistance thing is kind of a bummer. But physical resistance. Boy, you do a lot of physical damage over the course of a combat. So yeah, let's
Keep up with
head over here and see if we can't help with this war. We will continue to heal as long as we stay in territory of friends.
Sometimes rules.
Although, actually, sorry, you have to be allied, don't you? Okay, well, we can make that work. Let us do a little alliance. There we go. And now that we are allied, we will heal in their territory.
at your peril.
So yeah, we'll pop out for just a moment to handle this other quest teleport battle. And then we'll wow. We'll crush ourselves a very aggressive army of the Blessed. Never mind. They're gonna get elfed before we even have the chance. Well, fighting with one of their settlements will do the job just fine. And then sometime in the very near future, we're going to want to start putting together the army that goes, that secondary army, and we'll use them to keep our home area safe. So you would pay me for peace. You're still at war with all the elves. I'm definitely getting some diplomatic value out of being at war with someone that they're all at war with. But also, yeah, I don't really want to have to worry about backstabs from the ocean right now. I will take that peace treaty. It's fine. And we'll probably run into some other weird stuff over here as well. So, you know, that'll be nice. Have some opportunities to maybe make a friend or two, earn ourselves a trinket.
The desert
Okay,
supports
we are at full health, so
then the tundra supports Kislevites.
you're just gonna get in the water,
This lad is sturdy.
and let's do that other quest battle.
You make
Well, yes, of course, we do appear to be vastly superior to the force that is described here. The problem is all the other things we can't yet see. Let's go find out what they are. Okay. Not a lot of information to go on just yet. We are rated at close victory, but who knows? Let's fight a battle. Disease and pestilence sully the land. Okay, this is one where we're going to get pushed from both sides. Peasants have begun to fall sick in nearby villages, and chatter of ill-looking vermin can be heard in every town. What lies below? What foul presence dares trespass on these lands? There is only one way to find out. Astanka has sought out the source of this plague, finding a nest of diseased Skaven basking in their own filth. They must be shown that their incursion is unwelcome. Yet something tells Astanka the true root of this malevolence has yet to rear its head. That's an interesting way to word that. I wonder if we are going to get ambushed partway through the battle by something that is not Skaven. So we're going to want to push toward one of these sides really hard at the beginning of the battle and wipe them out. And I think it's probably going to be this side, even though they're more numerous and more distant, because this is the side that the catapults are on. We definitely want to deal with that, and we do not want to just like fight this stuff while they hurl death at us from long range. It is unfortunately the case they do have some range superiority. We're going to have to charge in through that stuff. Their army is heavy on like very poorly armored units as well. You can see these plague monks. They're kind of deceptively statted, because first of all, they do have a little bonus versus infantry, but secondly, they have frenzy. So their melee attack is better than it looks, but yeah, we're going to crush them. These forces, we're going to crush them. So this is another thing where I do think we should start the the Vanguard movements as close as Vanguard units as close as we are allowed to. And everybody else as close as we are allowed to. Actually, you guys should probably be where the ranged are. And yeah, we're just going to run at them. The Skaven have surrounded us, but they alone cannot be the cause of this pestilence. I don't know. They probably could be. I don't think it's so unreasonable. All right, y'all get to just murkin kind of whoever happens to be in front of you. You help out with that. Yeah, we can double up on some of these units. So these Skaven slaves, you can see, have really, really poor stats. And they're going to basically break as soon as any bears or spiders get near them. Don't think that we have much to fear on that front. And then y'all, I don't know, just kind of get over here. We'll see what's what when we arrive. Got our Manticore out here.
Amongst you tremble. Yet an old woman stands here, fearless before the foe.
So in addition to their catapults, they have a unit of poisoned wind mortars. These are like single body mounted mortars that are just dropping globes of poison gas on us. It's annoying, but it's much more dangerous against units, against armies that are heavily reliant on like, tightly grouped infantry. And obviously, we're going to do some real harm to them very quickly here.
Elves, do you fear the
A
enemy
greater
more?
demon of Nurgle. That makes sense. That makes sense. We're going to deal with that too. So in case you're not familiar with a great unclean one, this is sort of the vibe here. Festimus the Pestilent. Yeah, the Skaven slaves are essentially evaporating. So let's get you targeted in. All of the ranged units on this thing immediately. Probably Astankia as well. Let's start with a Spirit Bear on that thing as quickly as we can arrange it. The Manticore's orders are still good. Yeah, y'all know what you're doing. Okay. You know what? He may as well charge the catapults. Okay, so lots more demons incoming. But you can see the Great Unclean One is withering under the fire from our ambushers already. Let's get some heals on those brave enough to engage with a Chaos Demon.
Mother of Dacia.
Okay, what are we looking at up here? So you got some Plague Bearers. These are basically just Nurgle infantry, not especially dangerous. They do have poison attacks, which is more annoying than anything else. We're going to be just fine. We got to make sure that we are changing our targets appropriately, though. Now, one thing that's important to understand about these demon units is that they work like undead in the sense that they will not flee when we break their leadership. They will instead begin to disincorporate. Upsides and downsides on that. You know, obviously, it's cool that they'll just fall apart while we're fighting them, but it might take longer than we're used to, and they will be fighting actively for most of that time. So, could be a problem. Is this a situation where I want to just like throw a big flock of doom? Yeah, probably. Let's flock this area. The Great Unclean One has been melted, just summarily deleted from existence. Yeah, geez, look at this. Their forces cannot handle us at all. Chaos Rift is open to the south. The only thing keeping these demons together is the Greater Demon. The Skaven Lord on his big fancy bell is never mind. Okay, kill the Greater Demon of Nurgle to close the rifts. We did. We did, in fact, do it. We did it before we even knew there was going to be another rift. It turns out that guy is just, like, very badly suited to fighting our army. The Greater Elemental thing is fucking fantastic. And these Akshina ambushers with their armor piercing and their, you know, at this point, their very high, well-earned rank. Yeah, monster type units just are not going to stand against this faction at all. My suspicion, where we're going to run into more trouble, is when we're fighting enemies that have, like, better heavy infantry. Units that are designed to receive a charge, survive the initial charge phase, and then just wear you down with a combination of their health and abilities. I think that we don't have the melee defense to really stand against an opponent who can survive. We just have that burst of damage on the initial charge. So if we end up in a protracted conflict with, like, dwarves or chaos warriors or lizard men, I could see that being a real issue for us. And certainly our units are a little on the soft side. Anybody that has, like, really good sustained magic could be a problem. But the issue there is that I think people are just going to struggle to keep casters alive against us. So let's go ahead and take the money because we're going to get all that replenishment anyway.
Trespassing upon a witch's land is a dangerous game. When the daughters of the forest wail in unison, they sear onto the flesh of interlopers a sinister mark that turns the very magic of the world against them. The Coven's curse mark ensures one thing for its target: despair.
Yeah, that sounds all right. All right, unlocking ourselves some more regiments of renown. I haven't been in a hurry to put these into Astanka's army because I'm going to put them into our secondary army. And we have, in fact, done the thing. Oh, right, that counted as fighting Skaven and Chaos Demons. That was 2 new trinkets. What does this do mechanically? Oh, wow. 50% campaign movement range reduction for the unit you cast it on. Disables march, use underway, and teleportation stances. This is the no one escapes us stance. That's a curse. That's very fun.
Spirits, I see.
And holy heck, those quest battles are worth a lot of XP. Like, probably more than they need to be.
The power of a witch is in her charms.
All right, so Talika has hit level 20 and as such become immortal. You know, standard stakes. That's great news. Get an arcane conduit for you as well. You are just gonna... When do you... Okay, it's rank 20 where this stuff up here becomes available. Let's grab our blessing discs. So a little bit more leadership reflected. Ooh, hold on. Blessing discs are important. They will wait until after we finish replenish. And then at this point, I guess there's no longer really a benefit to me in pushing forward, but we can maybe take another province on this side of the island. That wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, let's see if we can manage it. So we just got to stay within our allies' territory. Oh, the border's here. Okay, we can push all the way up to there. That's pretty fantastic. And that was a very helpful, huge influx of cash. That said, I'm still leery of spending the population points that we're generating over here. But we can definitely pursue some other upgrades. Yeah, let's go ahead and max this place out. So we still have like 10k left and nothing to do with, like, nothing immediate to do with it. We can outpost the Griffin Gate, which has no recruitment structures. Doesn't really seem worth doing. Actually, can I outpost Avalorn?
Mistress of the undying forest.
War coordination here. Outposts, Avalorn. No, it looks like none of their stuff is available. Okay. Well, we'll just have to wait. Maybe it is time, with the amount of money that we are sitting on here and Ostankia headed away, maybe it is time to start that second army. Where would we want to put them together? I guess it would just be somewhere in this province. Because the important thing is this is where we can do like spiders plus bears plus ambushers. Which at this point is all we can really manage.
We are disrespected.
Alright, so for recruiting a new lord, our new lord is going to be a boyar. Physical resistance 10%, just raw. That's pretty good for a combat unit. You can see these boyars start with 50 attack, 40 defense, a pretty serious weapon strength, and a 15 point bonus versus infantry. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good, just like on the ground, slogging it out fighters. The Judicator's really not necessary. Determined is, yeah, not anywhere near as good as Strongholder. Okay, I forgot we even had a quest for that.
This is my
Put you
problem.
right here, and let's start recruiting. So here in the Bleak Coast, there are these hatchlings. Is there any good reason to pull these? I kind of feel like we want to start with a nice base of giant spiders. Well, the spiders are actually cheaper to recruit than the ambushers. That's interesting. I was going to say, for quick build-up, what we could do is pull in some stuff via the global pool while we're doing this thing. But obviously, you want to pull in your cheapest troops through the global pool because everything is twice as expensive. I was not prepared for the Akshina ambushers to be so much. But it makes sense. They are great units. They seem really, really fantastic. Now, keep in mind, everything's going to function a little bit less impressively in the Boyar's army than it does in our legendary lords, just because a legendary lord with their skill set and their stats, they are a tremendous force multiplier in ways that may not be initially obvious. We have to expect this second army to underperform significantly relative to Mother Ostankia. The AI really loves to win battles in settlements and just like sack them and leave. I've never understood that. Take stuff or burn it down or something. Just, like actually sacking an opponent's city is really just an inconvenience to them. And it gets you money, but it's, in my opinion, it's almost never worth the time. Only when you're really crunched for cash or when the settlement is very, very built up and sacking it is worth like 20,000 gold. Ooh, I didn't think about that. So there are these random pirate forces
The nation calls.
that just sail around, and they're part of the Vampire Coast's core quest line, but anybody can fight them. I wonder, because they are rogue armies that function under unusual rules, or they have like a mix of units from different factions, I wonder what they count as for trinket purposes. Or if they maybe just don't give you anything, or we might want to try to kill some for it's a little bit of an experiment, just to find out how those mechanics work. But that sounds like a tomorrow problem. I think we can rest a little bit today, knowing we have done some very, very good work. That is going to be it for us for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, we are going to be sailing the seas, exploring a little more, and looking for an opportunity to use our terrifying new hex. I think it's going to really, really ruin some people's day. And we'll see you then.